Yo, what's up guys, we're back with another video and we are talking about Jade Cargill, who has recently signed with WWE and it has been confirmed by WWE themselves. Now, what does this mean? This means Jade Cargill is now the second person to go from AEW to WWE. Not the other way around, which we've seen happen a lot with the likes of Keith Lee, Jeff Hardy, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson. This list could go on and on and on. WWE to AEW has been a constant flowing stream. The other way around, not so much. And I actually think we can credit this move to Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes was quite involved in Jade Cargill initially, and I think he was a big factor in her coming this way to WWE. What does Jade Cargill to WWE actually mean? Well, for one, it means star power. WWE are clearly treating her as a star. They've given her name, which WWE has made a point of in recent times to change names and not have people keep their real names. But I think they know the importance of her having her real name, her following that she already has, her star power that she already has. It's important that they establish that she is still Jade Cargill. WWE, I think, is treating Jade Cargill as their next big star in the women's division, as they should. Jade Cargill was gearing up to be AEW's next big star. She even said recently that she doesn't see herself leaving AEW and how good of a boss Tony Khan is. A couple weeks later, she went, just like that. So it's a really intriguing situation on what drove her to WWE. I'm sure we'll find this out in time to come. Now, the question we have is, where does she debut and how does she debut? That is the big point of this video. I've seen people say she should go to NXT. She should go to the main roster straight away. The star power can't be wasted. Now, we know she's at the PC because that was WWE's announcement. She's starting at the Performance Center, which makes sense. Learn the WWE style, which can take her very quick. I don't think that'll take her very long because I think she was kind of in that mindset. But you got to learn a few things. And we know WWE's PC is really good at taking people with little to no wrestling experience to really decent in the ring. So I think Jade Cargill going to the PC will really help her just establish a few more things. If she's there for 2 weeks, whatever the case is, 1 week, doesn't matter. I don't think she needs that much time. I don't think she's as bad as people are saying. Yes, she's not fantastic. Yes, she looked not great against AEW wrestlers, but AEW wrestlers have the opportunity to show so much more than WWE wrestlers. They have the opportunity to pull out all these moves and have all these false finishes on random episodes of Dynamite. They have that opportunity. Whereas in WWE, that's not the case. So I do think her weaknesses will be hidden a lot more in WWE than what it would have in AEW. Therefore, I don't think she'll look as bad as people are saying that she'll look. I personally think one way to get her in that big position as a star, which I know other people have said, this is not just I'm not a god that's came up with this information and everyone should just back me to the hill. No, other people have said this. Jade Cargill defeats Becky Lynch for the NXT Championship. Jade Cargill surprises everyone on the night, open challenge type thing, or just a random shocking announcement that they're having a match or that she's challenging Becky Lynch for a title match, and then you have the match and she beats her. Number one, she's beat a main roster star who is getting big numbers on NXT. Number two, she's a champion from the get-go. No holding back. She knows how to be a champion. She was a champion for a very long time in AEW. And number three, she gets the same treatment that Dom is getting right now. Dom has improved so much since going to NXT and working double duty on the main roster. You could have that with Jade Cargill as well if you really want. You could have a feud with Becky on the main roster at the same time. The point I'm making is, look at Dom's match versus Dragon Lee. Yes, I know Dragon Lee is a superior wrestler, but Dom held his own. Dom looked fantastic. We're talking about the same Dom that nobody really cared about in the ring a couple of years ago. We're talking about the same Dom that was showed up by Logan Paul after 2 weeks of training at WrestleMania, was 38? And that was a match for Dom to actually show himself being a WrestleMania match against a big star, or two big stars in The Miz and Logan Paul. The point is, he went from that to where he is now, which is a complete 180 in not only his character, but his in-ring work. So what I'm saying is, a short stint, not a very long stint in NXT for Jade Cargill could be super beneficial into A, understanding the WWE way, B, being a champion from the get-go without having to bury anybody in WWE, and number three, let the crowd get to know her, because yes, a lot of people will know her. Wrestling is not... People talk about casual fans. I know I do sometimes. Casual fans aren't much of a thing anymore as they were. Everybody knows everybody. Let's be honest. You might not know her character, how she's in the ring, but you know the name Jade Cargill. You know she was this, she was that. You know she was somewhat of a star. Let's be honest, guys. If you're watching wrestling week in and week out, you know who Jade Cargill is. Just like you know who a lot of the AEW wrestlers are, and like you know who a lot of the WWE wrestlers are if you watch the other company. Let's not kid ourselves and talk about casuals all the time. Nobody's really a casual nowadays. In any facet of entertainment, everybody is somewhat into it and into it enough to understand what's going on, or they're hardcores. There's no such thing as mainstream anymore. Everything is a niche. Absolutely everything. And I do think that's something wrestling fans need to understand and need to get into. Now, what are some potential matches that we could be seeing Jade Cargill in, and in the future and in the short term? So in the short term, I'm guessing Becky Lynch. Beating Becky Lynch, then facing the likes of Roxanne Perez. That would be a perfect matchup. We could see the likes of Tiffany Stratton. Perfect matchup with the alter egos and the big egos. We could see... Actually, here's another question. Does she come in as a face or a heel? How does WWE see her? I think she's got to be a heel. She has to be a heel, surely. You got Bianca Belair. I don't want to... This is a touchy subject. They are very similar characters in terms of the way they dress, number one, the way they talk, the way they hack their promos, the way they... Just their appeal, okay? They are very similar. People have argued this debate for time to come for many different reasons, which we're not going to get into. But I think she has to be Bianca Belair's alter ego. Or not alter ego, but her counterpart, her nemesis to come for years. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's a perfect match. The styles will blend perfectly. It's a legitimate challenger to both of each other. So I'm not sure whether she comes in as face or heel. Back to what I was talking about though. So we said Roxanne Perez, we said Tiffany Stratton, we said the obvious Becky Lynch. There's a few names on NXT that would be really, really good. Now, if we move on to the main roster, we already spoke about the one, Bianca Belair. I'm thinking if she goes to SmackDown, the likes of Io Sky, Asuka, those would be brilliant matches. And then you look at Raw, and you have Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. You have Raquel Rodriguez versus Jade Cargill. You have some of the bigger ladies, the stronger ladies, go at it and just smash each other. That would be That would be so good. And yeah, I just think the matchups for Jade Cargill are so much better in WWE than they are in AEW. And that's not a shot to the AEW women's division. I think the matchups that you have there are good for each other, but not for Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill just feels WWE. She just feels larger than life. She just feels like a star, like a superstar, and less like a wrestler. That does sound harsh, but it's true. And that's not me liking one or the other. To be honest, I've got a happy medium in between the two. Give me a bit of sports entertainment, give me a bit of wrestling. I got a happy medium in the two. I mean, we've seen some fantastic sports entertainment. The best storyline over the last 10 years being the Bloodline storyline before what's happening now. Sports entertainment. The matches no one cared about the matches. Everyone cared about the drama, the ending. So give me a happy medium, and I think Jade Cargill fits perfectly in that happy medium. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about Jade Cargill and her surprising, not necessarily surprising on the timing of her signing to WWE. And yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit all the buttons down below, and we'll see you next time, guys. Take care and peace.